Have you ever wondered what happens when a scaredy cat, a scaredy cactus plays a Resident Evil game for the very first time? Well, it involves a lot of stuff like this. Capcom released the first Resident Evil nearly 30 years ago on the PlayStation. Since then, there have been 10 main series games, a new one releasing in February, and over 30 spin-offs if you include the remakes, mobile ports, and of course, it wouldn't be a Japanese franchise without Pachinko. Despite growing up around this very popular franchise, I never touched Resident Evil because A, I'm terrified of horror, and B, survival type games really showcase how big of a noob I am. The idea for this video actually came to me right before New Year's. I'm the type of cactus who writes down his goals for the year, and for 2026, one of my goals was to finally conquer my fear of horror games. While I was browsing Steam for games to add to my backlog, I stumbled upon this trailer for Resident Evil Requiem. I was intrigued. I thought that this could be the game to help me face my fears. But at the time, I didn't know that there were 10 games worth of storyline before this, and I didn't want to go in blind, so I had to do some research. Best Resident Evil game to start with for noobs, Reddit. First released in 1998, Resident Evil 2 quickly became one of the defining survival horror games of its era. It follows rookie cop Leon Kennedy and college student Claire Redfield as they try to escape Raccoon City, focusing on exploration, puzzles, and survival. Players are equipped with firearms, but limited ammunition forces you to choose between engaging an enemy or evading the encounter entirely, adding another layer of constant pressure to an already stressful environment. I later learned that in 2019, they released a remake which updated the experience for a modern audience while keeping the same unforgiving gameplay. Originally considered playing the 1998 classic, but after learning about the remake, and of course, cause Leon's making his return to Requiem, the choice was obvious. So join me, Noobatron the Cactus, for my first time ever playing a Resident Evil game, Resident Evil 2, the remake. The game first has us select between Claire or Leon, and of course I chose the heartthrob Leon for my first playthrough. And because I'm a noob, I went with the standard mode, which proved to still be a challenge for me. The game thinks I suck that bad where it's asking me to do this. With the difficulty locked in, the cinematic starts. We see a trucker driving on a long stretch of road. It's a dark, rainy night, and it appears like he's shoving something that looks like a burger in his mouth. He gets a little distracted when his favorite podcast cuts out, which causes him to crash into a lady in white. He gets out to check on her, and this is our first lesson. In this game, things don't stay dead. We cut to Leon S. Kennedy driving in a Jeep Wrangler towards a... Wait, what the hell? Is that gas for $1?
Oh my God!
Huh. Anyways, I pull into the gas station where I realize things are not right.
It's weird.
Since the station was open, I enter the front, calling out to see if anyone was there.
Hello? Anybody there?
I pick up a flashlight on the floor and notice that a struggle has taken place.
Something's not right.
Following a trail of blood towards the back, I find the Employee of the Month bleeding out. I gotta hand it to Capcom for the realism here. Only in the real world would you have to clock into your shift during a zombie apocalypse. I continue to the back where I run into the sheriff having a confrontation with our first introduction to a flesh-eating zombie.
Stay back, sir. I got this.
Oh! Beautiful. This is the part where I learned how to shoot. I also learned that it takes a lot of bullets to kill a zombie in this game.
Whoa, he just took... Okay, shot to the face. Shot to the face. Shot to the face. Jesus. 4 shots to the domer.
After dealing with this zombie, I continued exploring and stumbled upon a calendar letting me know that the game took place in the same year the original release, which also explains the gas prices. I eventually found the manager's desk where I got a little bit distracted. But after regaining my focus, I found a key. I tried to go find a lock, but Sleeping Beauty over here decided to wake up. Since the first 4 bullets didn't do the job, I dumped the rest of the mag into his face and into the wall, barely scrambling away, but not before he treated my neck like a cactus casserole. I used the key to unlock a door back to the front, where I ran into Claire, somehow saving her from the zombie with only a single shot.
Get down!
We hop into a patrol car and learn that Claire is looking for her brother.
Live around here?
No. I'm looking for my brother. He's a cop too.
And his name is
Chris Redfield.
God damn it, when does it end?
We finally enter Raccoon City, where the trucker from earlier decides that he wants to drive into some more people, specifically Claire and I.
Now! Hold on!
The crash separates us, leaving me alone to head toward the Raccoon Police Department. This is where the reality of the outbreak hits. The streets are overrun with zombies while everything is burning in the background. As I lock the front gates behind me, I'm immediately greeted with multiple piles of bodies, suggesting that the RPD isn't having a great night either. Upon entering, we are immediately drawn to the goddess statue. Additionally, this is where I learn how to save my game with a typewriter, and I'm introduced to the true horror of Resident Evil: inventory management. You start off with only 8 slots. Between your starting pistol, ammo, heals, and keys you find along the way, you run out of space pretty quickly. And for a loot goblin like myself, there is nothing worse than having to delete an item after finding something more useful. I eventually gain my bearings, where I find a laptop running on Windows 98 and dial-up internet. This is when I'm able to access the cameras to find fellow officer Elliot running away from some zombies. In reality, I would be way too scared to even leave the main lobby, but since in this moment, I was the brave Leon Kennedy, I had to go save Elliot, but then this happened. Oh God. Oh! What the Oh God. No, that's not good. I don't think he can walk that off. Since he wouldn't be needing it anymore, I borrowed his notebook that contained drawings hinting at a secret way out. I later learned that the station used to be an art gallery, which explains why I have to solve riddles just to open a bathroom door. After narrowly escaping another close encounter thanks to Marvin, a senior police officer for the RPD, he hooked me up with some new threads, debriefed me on the current situation, and handed me my very own combat knife. Eventually, he told me to get to work on finding a way out. Thanks, Marvin. In order to do this, I needed to collect 3 medallions for the goddess statue, which required me to complete a few puzzles such as this 3-letter combo lock. And my favorite, the portable lock. After several attempts, I completed this amazing puzzle.
Yay!
And I found all 3 medallions, which gave me access to the secret passage. There was an intense exchange between Marvin and I. He got a bit aggressive, but he knew it was too late for him.
I need to get you to the hospital right now.
No, it's too late. We can't let this thing spread. It's on you now. Just go.
I won't let you down, Marvin.
Well, that secret passageway? Yep, you guessed it. It led us to a secret room. There's nothing special here except this model of the police station. And I eventually found this elevator which took me further down into the industrial area. Immediately after I exited the elevator, I knew I wasn't alone. I noticed a shadowy figure out the corner of my eye, the sound of its footsteps banging on the metal grating above.
scared.
You think that the game would give you a break, but instead, it ramps up your anxiety. Moments like these are where this game excels. You don't even need to be fighting anything, running away from a pack of zombies. It's the sound design that keeps your blood pressure nice and high. These specific moments make you play a little bit slower, makes you really look around every corner out of fear that something is going to scare the bejeebus out of you. After getting over this scared moment, it didn't take long until I ran into my stalker.
What the fuck? What is that?
This is our first real boss fight. I sped up this part because it took me way longer than I cared to admit to beat him, but let's just say that my strategy here was very advanced. Run in circles, scream when he almost killed me, and shoot the giant eyeball on his shoulder. After wasting most of my ammo and nearly dying a couple times, he decided to yeet himself over the railing into the darkness. I eventually find my way into the parking garage. I could finally see my freedom. The gate was right there. I went to go investigate, but of course, I came to realize that in Resident Evil, if there's an important door,
Oh
you
no.
need a key. Out of nowhere,
Hey,
a
boy.
Doberman from hell attacked me. When I thought I wasn't going to make it, again, I was saved by some random stranger.
Stay sharp.
This is where I meet the mysterious Ada Wong, who gives us some sound advice.
Sorry.
Do yourself a favor. Stop asking questions and get the hell out of here.
What do you think I was trying to do this entire time?
Hey!
I regained control and I followed Ada like a lost puppy, where I find myself in the jail cells. I run into a reporter, Ben, who's locked inside of a cell, and what's that round his neck? The key card. Things were finally looking up.
Unlock this cell and I'll give you this. There's no other way out of that parking garage. Believe me. Shit. It's coming. What? What's coming? Come on. Come on, don't be an asshole. Okay, you need this. Just get me the fuck out of here.
Oh.
Well, that sucks. Luckily, whatever crushed Ben's head like a grape decided to leave. I was safe, for now. But to open the cell, I needed to do a couple more, puzzles. So this is when I had to go on a scavenger hunt, which sent me through the kennels where a pack of zombies tried very hard to turn me into a chew toy, and where I spent over 20 minutes just walking in circles, checking every room, getting lost, and almost hitting all F4 out of pure frustration. So I thought this would be the perfect time to talk about the map. Okay, so this is where I want to talk about the map. The game doesn't do a really great job with helping you track puzzle progress. Like for the first few hours, I completely ignored this thing. I was just aimlessly walking around. But it turns out that the map is actually color-coded. So red means that there's still loot in the room. Gray means somewhere that you didn't enter or an unexplored area. And blue means that you cleared that room. And, you know, being the absolute pro gamer that I am, I also assumed that blue meant like a safe haven because at the time, the zombies that I killed, they didn't respawn in the blue areas, but they did in the red. But man, I was wrong. So let's see what happens. So armed with my new map knowledge, I made my way back into the station for the second electrical component. On my way, I ran into poor Lieutenant Marvin.
Marvin. Oh no. Damn it.
It actually took me forever to kill Marvin. I mean, to lay him to rest. And, you know, I thought the best way to do it was to do it with his combat knife he gave me. After I killed him, this weird glitch happened, which was pretty fitting. It was like sending him to heaven or something.
I'll stop this, Lieutenant. I promise. Yes.
So after I laid Marvin to rest, I eventually figured out this plumbing puzzle that put out the fire of the helicopter. I thought I was clearing out a pathway, but I just rung the bell for probably the scariest Resident Evil character.
Jesus Christ, that's Jason Bourne.
From this moment on, the game changes. You aren't just surviving anymore. You're being hunted. The scariest part isn't seeing him, it's hearing him. Hearing those heavy boots stomping around upstairs, and you know he's looking for you. It turns Resident Evil into the world's most stressful game of hide and seek. After aimlessly wandering around again, I remembered a clue about the final electric part I needed to unlock Ben's cell, and it was in the clock tower. This was probably the most stressful puzzle in the game, because you could hear Mr. X stomping around as you're trying to figure out this stupid gear puzzle, but I was able to complete it and find the final piece. So it's time to head back to the jail cell. But of course, it's never that simple.
East storage room.
Here is where I run into Mr. X and another guy that pinned me pretty much. And I learned that you can't kill Mr. X with bullets, but you can use a flashbang to stun him for a brief period of time so you can get away. Ooh, an achievement. So this next part was the puzzle I had to complete to open Ben's cell, and of course, it took me forever. And this is sped up. My strategy was just to flip a bunch of switches, and you know, I got it.
Just randomly press shit till you get it. Yep.
With the key in hand and a tape recorder talking about Umbrella Corp's role in the outbreak, I finally make my way back to the parking garage.
That doesn't explain the rumors about the orphanage.
I made my way back to the parking garage. Remember our big old buddy? Well, he wasn't done with us yet.
Give me a break.
I had no ammo, no health, and no hope. But luckily, remember Ada? Well, she had this.
Bro, he's just busting through walls. Ah, damn.
And just in case, some
Ada.
C4.
I take it you have the key card.
Yeah.
Finally, we make our escape from the police station. But most importantly, we're getting away from that stalker and those heavy footsteps. Or so I thought. Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me in my first video ever. This is a part one of a two-part series. At first I wanted to make this one video, but it was way too big, so I had to split it off in two. So if you want to see the second part of my first playthrough ever, that's going to be coming out. I'm planning on playing Requiem. Hopefully I'll post that later on after the second part, after I play the game, of course. And if you enjoyed content like this, don't go anywhere, because I'm going to be working on a deep dive into hidden serial killers of video games. And the first one is going to be one I found in Cyberpunk 2077. So if you want to see a Cactus struggle, hit that like button and hit subscribe so you don't miss out on what's coming up next. I'm Nubitron, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.